The citizens of Guyana have not seen the preliminary report suggesting that little Adrianna Young died by drowning, a position reinforced by government officials. But despite this, troubling questions remain. The circumstances surrounding Adrianna's tragic death continue to raise suspicions, sparking concerns of a potential alleged cover-up. It is standard procedure for police to brief the pathologist before any post-mortem, providing critical context. Yet, with no official report from the Commissioner of Police on the events leading up to Adrianna's death, the question arises, what history did the police share with the pathologist? Let's hear what the expert has to say.
In a nutshell, a forensic pathologist is a doctor for deceased people. So if you were ill, you'd go see your general practitioner, they would do some tests and they'd tell you what was wrong with you. I do the same thing, except all of my patients are deceased. I need to get the history from police officers and family members. I then do an examination, which is an autopsy. We have a CT scanner, so we do some medical imaging, and then I will do some tests and I will work out what the cause and manner of death is and write a report.
The Guyana Police Force, already criticized for failing to protect young Adrianna, is under fire for their incompetence, this time for the lack of clarity around what information was given to assist the pathologist in diagnosing the cause of death. If the briefing was incomplete or biased, how can the findings be trusted? Let's hear from the expert.
Often, police are at the front line, at the scene, and it's very crucial that they be able to convey what they see to us so that we can interpret the different, signs at autopsy. Sometimes police get invited to the autopsy because having them there also helps, and different branches of the police might also be very useful. For example, ballistics.
We must note that pathologists are expected to collect medical evidence, analyze it objectively, and communicate their findings clearly. But the people of Guyana are still waiting for them to do so. Well, they have fled the country. Medical terms remain unexplained, no public statement has been made, and the nation is left in confusion.
Pathologists gather medical evidence. So when we are asked to give evidence in court, that's what we present, the medical evidence as to what we found at the autopsy. We can sometimes make certain conclusions from interpreting the medical evidence. So the pathologist can provide an expert opinion, based on the experience and based on the examination.
What you say is very important, and the way you say it is also important. Your role always is to be scientifically sound, present the facts in a very unbiased way, and try and be clear and get your point across so that everybody understands it and that it helps the legal system.
Pathologists should act as advocates for the truth and for the grieving families, answering questions and preparing reports that offer clarity. But in Adrianna's case, did that happen? Were her family's questions heard and addressed? Or were they simply dismissed without dignity?
I would want families to know that we are your advocates. A lot of the time, family members are concerned, will my loved one be well taken care of? Is it just being dismissed? Am I being heard? So my role in this is to give families a hearing, listen to what they have to say, take all their concerns into consideration, and then when I do the autopsy, prepare a report that they're then able to understand.
With so many unanswered questions and Adrianna's story now viral across the globe, Guyanese at home and abroad remain in disbelief. The response from the Guyana Police Force and government has been marked by inconsistencies, inaccuracies, and silence. What really led to Adrianna's death? Will there be a criminal investigation? Will the Commissioner of Police be held accountable? Or will the President continue to stand by the drowning diagnosis without addressing the serious gaps in this case? The country demands answers. The family deserves justice. This is Dunstan Wilson for NewsGuyana24. Stay tuned, stay aware, and stay informed.